Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and I'm excited for today's video because we are doing another Sunday brand video. I love sharing different brands that I've been doing research on with you guys, but also showing you guys labels so that when you see these things in a thrift, or if you're looking for yourself, looking to resell, you will be able to recognize them and then pick them up to resell for a good amount of profit. Now, today we have an interesting video because I have come across some really cool research put out there by ThredUp. And ThredUp, if you don't know it, is an online thrift store. So it's kind of like a consignment store. You send things into them, and then when things sell, you can get a payout. Usually the payout's not very high, but it can be a good option for people that don't want to resell things themselves. But they have compiled a lot of data, and from that data I was going through, and I really wanted to share some of it with you. But the thing that I found most enlightening, and I'm sure I'll make some other videos on this, they put together their 20 most popular brands to resell, and it was actually shocking to me. So I thought you guys needed to know these brands too. Pick them up when you find them. And of course, I will be putting the labels up on the screen for you. And I would like to say just one more time, this video is not an in-depth look at each of these brands. This video is based on research, but it is to show you tags and to get you familiar with seeing and hearing the tags and the names of the brands so that when you see them, you'll remember that and be able to pick them up. The more you're exposed to it, the better you will be at remembering it. So that's what the point of this video is. So let me scoot to the side and let's jump into the 20 most popular brands to resell in 2023. Sounds exciting, eh? Okay, so we're gonna do this countdown style because number one literally took my breath away, like shocked me to my core. So we're going to start with number 20. The 20 most popular brands in order would be 1 through 20. So we're gonna count down to number 1, the most popular brand to resell. So brand number 20 is Tory Burch, which I absolutely love reselling. You've heard me talk about it many times. It's really good for bags, for shoes. Some of their clothing can do well, but usually I really kind of lean towards bags and shoes. Bags can resell for over $100. Shoes can resell for sometimes around like $60, sometimes more, depending on what you find. Tory Burch is a fast-selling brand for me. It doesn't usually sit unless it's a not very popular style, but that's something you should do research on before you pick things up or pay up for them. But that is item number 20 coming in at Tory Burch. Then item number 19 is Pulitzer. So again, these are their best-selling brands. So number 19, Pulitzer. Pulitzer, such a great brand. I find it quite often, but I think it's because I live on the East Coast that I'm able to find it more often. I live near Baltimore. I find that it's a very kind of like you wear it on a boat kind of a thing. So it's gonna be harder probably to find in the Midwest, or maybe the West Coast, it won't be as popular as the East, but I do find it quite often. Pulitzer, I usually can recognize it just by prints at this point because they really stand out to me. But very bright florals, tropical feels to them. Long dresses resell for around $100, sometimes more. And even some of their like Luxletic pieces can sell for good money. Anything Pulitzer I usually pick up if it's the right price. Great selling brand for me. Number 18 is the North Face, and I feel very confirmed in this because I love selling the North Face. It does sell really well. I find their jackets and coats to do the best, like a thermo ball, I think is what it's called. Thermo ball puffers do really well. I've sold many really nice puffers from the bins that I've picked up for around $1 or $2. I've sold them over and over for like $75, sometimes more. So definitely a great outerwear brand. And if you've ever been inside a North Face store, those suckers are expensive. All of their things are like hundreds of dollars, which is crazy. So I enjoy reselling this brand. I would say that things that don't do as well usually are more like, I would say like a women's just like quarter zip pullover. I don't always pick those up. Things like that don't usually turn around for as much, but on the whole, lots of good things from this brand. Item number 17 is Rothies. Love Rothies. They are a really nice sustainable brand, and they make really nice shoes, really comfortable, washable, made from recycled water bottles. Really cool brand. Pretty expensive retail, and then the resale is really good on these too. I find that some styles do better than others. The pointed toe, I feel like those are more common to find, and they also don't resell for as much, but they're still nice, and they do resell for like $70. So I mean, who's complaining about that? But Rothies are a really good brand of shoes to be on the lookout for, and they have a removable insole, and then on the base of the shoe, under the insole, you'll find information about the size and things as well, and that's a good key in making sure that the Rothies are authentic. They should be made in China. So that's another little helpful hint that I didn't know the first time I found Rothies, but really good brand. They also make bags too, and I haven't ever resold a bag from them, so I'm not sure what the resale would be on that, but I would guess, I would wager at least $100 as well. Number 16, another brand I love is Johnny Was, and I don't know how I haven't talked about Johnny Was yet in any of my brand videos if you've been watching them, but Johnny Was makes really nice pieces. For me, very difficult to find. I've only found it once in my life, and it was in the middle of Indiana, so it's been hard for me to find, but again, depending on where you live in the country, could be a really easy brand for you to find. They have a lot of really nice silk pieces, and their embroidery usually gives it away. There's a couple different tags for Johnny Was, and so I'll put a few up on the screen for you, but anything with a JW in it, I would just double check, look up, and make sure that it's not Johnny Was before you pass it over, because this brand can resell for good money. I've only found one piece ever, and it was just a top, and I sold it, I think, for $80 in one day. So not bad at all. If it has embroidery or is silk, it usually tends to do really well. Number 15 is Lane Bryant, which kind of surprised me, but I guess it shouldn't. There's not a lot of great plus size options out there as it goes for brands, for women at least, and I do feel like we need probably some more cute items out on the market for ladies that are not just standard sizing, and that's the majority probably of America, to be honest. So Lane Bryant is on here at number 15. That's a brand that I pass a lot, or I just have a stack downstairs that I have not listed. So this is a kick in my rear to list those items and get them out of my death pile. Because if they are selling really quickly on ThredUp, I bet I can sell them quickly too. Then brand number 14 is ModCloth, which is very interesting because I pass ModCloth up all the time, personally. So I'm interested to see. I do have some pieces in my death pile. I should just try to list them and see if they will do good. ModCloth is, I believe ModCloth does a service where they send items in boxes for you as well. But they also have some like cool vintagey looking pieces. And I'm interested to know what pieces are selling well for them. But I would wager that dresses probably do the best, just from my experience. And I would say, I think they might even have shoes. It's something to just at least recognize, look up the piece. Some pieces are gonna be oversaturated, and then some pieces might do really well. Brand 13 is Abercrombie and Fitch, and Abercrombie and Fitch can actually do quite well, and it has been having really a comeback lately. It's not the same as it was when I was in high school, and that is good. They're a little bit more size inclusive. They have a lot of cute styles, and I think that this is more so like usually a teenager kind of to mid-20s kind of brand, but it still can do pretty well. I don't think you're gonna be reselling anything in this brand for $100, but it's a good mall brand that can really make some good money, so I would pick up some things if they were the right price. If you were in the bins and you came across a really cute pair of jeans or a top or a dress. I did sell an Abercrombie & Fitch dress the other day that was new with tags for I think like $60. So nothing to sleep on. That's actually really helpful and a good reminder that mall brands can sell really well. It depends on what piece you're finding, and it depends on what season, the style, and also that brand, of course. Item number 12 is Anthropology. I love the Anthropology stores. They're just my favorite to go into. They smell so good. Everything's beautiful, very up my alley. But Anthropology is a great brand to resell. Now, this is just an umbrella because Anthropology has so many brands under it. But the Anthropology brand itself, just Anthropology tags can do really well. We have Moth, we have Maeve, we have Girls from Savoy. Oh my gosh, there's just so many. I don't even know if I could name them all. What else we have? Sometimes Farm Rio is sold at Anthropology. Dolan is sold at Anthropology. There's so many brands. Maybe I'll have to do a video where I talk about literally every brand that's sold at Anthropology because it's so hard to know them all because there's so many. Saturday, Sunday, that's another one. I find them all the time, but I can usually tell by the tag. Some brands just really read to me Anthropology, and then they usually are from there. But Anthropology, really great brand. If you can find selling new with tags, especially a dress, those can do amazing. So definitely worth looking for. Item number 11 is Levi's, and I know so many people sell Levi's. I personally do not enjoy selling Levi's. I just don't enjoy selling jeans, so maybe that's just me. I do sell like Levi's denim jackets, and I will pick up a top or a dress from them, but their denim does do well. If you can find something with the big E on the pocket, those go for really good money, and I'm always on the lookout. Something with an orange tab on the back, that's a vintage piece from Levi's. I would pick those up. I mean, there's just so much to know about Levi's. There's so many style numbers. 550s are good. 501s, those are probably the most sought after, but for me, I just don't like dealing with it. But if you are a denim person and can pick up Levi's and resell them, then good for you. That is a really great brand and people are always looking for them. I know that the wedgie jean has been really popular for years now, so those are some of the things I would be on the lookout for. And then we're in the top 10, and the top 10 makes some sense to me, and then some of them are kind of shocking. So number 10 is Fiori, and I swear I want to find this brand so bad. It's been on my list for a while and I haven't talked about it yet, but it is a really nice brand to resell, and pieces can go for really good money. We're talking like $50 to $100. So they make some really nice athletic wear. I think they also make some lounging pieces. They also might have like dresses, I think, but they have silk as well. They're just really nice, high quality pieces, but they resell really great. And I've never found one. I think it's harder to find it too, because from what I can tell, it doesn't have an actual like label, kind of like Lululemon. It just, you can find it on the side. So that makes it a little bit more difficult, but that's something to know and be on the lookout for. There you go. There's some information for you. And then we have Everlane. I love selling Everlane. Everlane is a great brand, and I appreciate their transparency and how they do business and being very honest about how much they're paying their workers and their factories, and just like, I appreciate that. So I will definitely support them. Everlane makes some really nice pieces that resell well. They make shoes, jeans, they make everything basically, even like underwears, bras. I would say that the biggest things that I would resell from Everlane are going to be outerwear. So their jackets and coats do really well, and their shoes, especially leather pieces, do really well. Although I just sold a pair of flats, the Day Glove, the other day for I think like $60, so not bad. But yeah, I would definitely resell a lot of things from Everlane if you find it. Again, it has to be at the right price, and it's gotta be a more recent style or a style that you think will do well. Like, it's just a plain cotton t-shirt, it's not gonna resell for a ton. So those are some things I would skip, but on the whole, really good brand to resell. Item number 8 is Urban Outfitters, and I will pick up Urban Outfitters quite often if it's in the bins or if it's a trendy, cute piece. Maybe I'll pay up a little bit for it. I wouldn't pay very much for it because, again, this is more like a teenage kind of to mid-20s brand. So a lot of people, when they're that age, don't have a ton of money to spend on their clothes, so you're not going to make as much reselling to them, to that demographic on the whole. But it is a popular brand, so you can move things quickly from Urban Outfitters. I just sold something I listed the same day for I think like $15. Like, you're not gonna sell for a ton, but you'll move it quickly. So it depends on what kind of style of reselling you wanna do. If you wanna sell quantity over quality, like totally, this is a great brand to pick up because you can move it quickly, just not for as much. Then number 7 is Reformation. That does not surprise me because Reformation is so popular. It is, again, a younger kind of brand, I would say. Maybe like 20s to 30s is probably the most popular demographic for it. But Reformation makes so many high quality pieces and they resell for good money. So we've got bodysuits, we've got dresses, jeans. There's so much. There's tops, but all of their pieces have a good value to them. They're not cheap. And then on the resale market, you could sell a dress for $100. You could sell jeans for probably 65, maybe to 90, depending on what style. And there's just a lot out there. It's an easy to recognize tag, in my opinion, which is nice. And so the tag's on the screen, of course. But Reformation in general, if you see it, I would definitely pick it up. Then brand number 6 is Patagonia. The top 6, it makes sense. Patagonia is a great outerwear brand. More like hiking, outdoorsy kind of people usually are the ones wearing these things. They make a lot of fleeces. They have the T-snap pullover, very, very popular. And then we have also like nano puffs from them, which are puffer coats and puffer jackets. Those sell for good money, like $100 kind of good money. Some of their really puffy coats or really nice like long things can sell for $200. Really great brand to resell. They have make vests as well. I have sold things even that are branded from people. Like, people's works will sometimes buy Patagonia pieces and then brand them. I've even sold those for some good money. So I would say on the whole, Patagonia is something I'd pick up. Things to really kind of more so avoid are going to be those lighter pieces, like a t-shirt from them probably is not going to do very well. Or something that's not branded. Patagonia really relies on that branding to sell it. Things that have the Patagonia patch usually do much better than things that are just unmarked, because it's about knowing that you're wearing it. So Patagonia, great brand. Number 5 is Free People. Free People is one of those brands. It's so popular, but not all Free People is created equally. So we have a lot of more popular styles from Free People, like the Ruby jacket or the Dolman quilted jacket, or just like some sweaters. We have the Easy Street sweater. There's just so many pieces that are really sought after that if you find those pieces, you can sell them for easily like $100. And then you have some of the older styles that are literally shaped like a V and they're like shrinky and then they have like tight arms. Those are not the styles that are going to sell for as much. Sometimes, but on the whole, you want to find more popular, more recent pieces and look them up by the style name because, man, some of those pieces can go for good money. But Free People in general is something that if you see it and it looks relatively new, I think it's worth looking up at least because, again, it's selling really quickly. It's very popular amongst the masses. And then number 4 is shocking to me. Number 4 is Zara. So one of the most popular brands to resell is Zara, which I guess makes sense, but Zara is a fast fashion brand. And so I feel like the quality is not there and the price point is a little bit lower than you would like expect for a popular brand to resell. But they do have some really cute pieces. So I guess if you find it for the right price, it could be definitely worth it and worth your time reselling it. But it does kind of like, I don't know. It makes sense. It's popular. Will it sell for a ton of money? It depends on the piece. It's kind of the same thing as Free People. Some pieces are really popular. Some styles themselves will sell a piece. But also, I think if you just find a cute piece, it could do well, but it's not going to resell for $100 if it's just a random Zara piece because they're fast fashion, not as high quality, and probably won't make you as much. So something to keep in mind, but apparently very popular, so maybe you can sell through it pretty quickly. So again, if you're wanting to go by how many items you're selling, more like quantity, it could be really good for you to be picking up more Zara. Then brand number 3 is Madewell, which is pretty exciting. I love Madewell. I personally really enjoy selling that brand. I love wearing that brand. I just think they have really nice things. I've been seeing a decline in how much I'm getting for Madewell, but I think it's important to know that it is really popular. So these things are probably things that you can be selling more quickly, maybe not for as much money. So there's a difference between selling and making a lot of money from a piece and selling it, quickly because there's a lot of demand for the piece. So for Madewell, I do think that new attacks pieces, dresses do the best, shoes do pretty well, and then jackets, outerwear, things like that can do great. I would say stay away from plain tees. Lots of the whisper cotton from them, it sells for like 15 to 20 new. So I would just kind of stay away from more plain pieces. They do have jewelry as well, and they also do a lot of ascots, which are really cute. But again, they only retail for like 15 to 20 bucks, sometimes 30. So I would just stay away from the little pieces from Madewell. But I do enjoy it. I like reselling it, but tops usually are going to be something that you need to pass on, unfortunately, even though there's some cute ones out there. But dresses and more substantial pieces obviously are going to go for more, maybe like $60 for a dress. That's not bad. Brand number 2 in popularity is Lululemon Athletica, which I don't think it surprises any of us. Lululemon is so comfortable to wear. I literally wear it like every day of my life. And it is so nice. It feels so good. So Lululemon though, it's so expensive up front. And then it retains its resale value okay, although I do feel like it's kind of declining in value a smidge. So depending on what you find, if you can find a scuba pullover, like the oversized scuba pullovers, those will resell for $100 pretty easily, depending on what color you find. And another thing about Lululemon in general is the colors are really important. If you can find things that are pink, they usually resell for a lot more than any other color. So something to keep in mind. I found a long sleeve Swiftly, like a normal kind of running shirt. It was in pink. I bought it for $6 at a Savers and I resold it for $90. But it was just because it was pink that it was able to do that. If it was a different color, it wouldn't have resold for that much. Something to be aware of. And also, I would say longer length leggings do much better than crops. So if you're looking to, resell, I would definitely keep in mind that longer length is better. And then there's some really popular styles from Lululemon. Maybe I should do a style guide for Lululemon as well as to what you should pick up. But very popular brand, makes total sense to me. I'm behind it, I love it. And then the very most popular brand to resell, most popular brand, number 1 is Torrid, which is shocking to me. Did you expect that? Because I didn't expect that. Torrid is a plus size brand and it's kind of like a mall brand. So again, I think this is because there are not very many good plus size brands. Like, come on, if you guys are a designer, if you are dreaming big out there, head into that plus size space. I feel like there's such a market there for people who are plus size. There's so many people that need a bigger size than just a size 12. And that's the majority of America, majority of women. So I would say Torrid if you can get it at a good price. Again, this is not going to be reselling for tons. I have sold Torrid for around like $40 in the past on the high end. I've sold I think I sold a jacket for like $75, but I do think that like more plain pieces are only going to go for maybe like 10 to 15, but they're popular, so you could probably move them quickly. So again, it depends on what model you want to go for with your business, but on the whole, Torrid apparently is very popular. Probably will sell very quickly then. That's exciting to know, because sometimes I pass on Torrid. Maybe I should, if I see it in the bins, I will be picking it up in the future, and then I'll let you guys know how it goes. Is it going to move really quickly and do well? We'll see. That's very helpful though. What do you guys think? 20 most popular brands to resell. I think it makes sense to me, and it's also really good knowledge, insight for you guys, hopefully too, as resellers or just as casual thrifters, or maybe you just like hanging out with me. Anyway, I'm happy that you're here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying the content, please give me a subscribe and a thumbs up. Those things really impact me a lot. I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments about what you guys think about the brands, and if you would add any or take any away. I'm all ears. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.